Hey everyone, welcome to Bourbon Bums, presented by Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois, HBIC, Bologna, and we don't have a bottle here.
No bottle.
No bottle. This is a special one because we only got a couple samples here because our friends at Michters, they sent us an early sample so we could do a review of the brand new Bombergers PFG 2025 release. So no bottle, but we have a nice little crib notes here, and we got some samples.
Yeah. Question for you.
Yeah.
Initial question. I'm going to have a lot of questions for this one. PFG. What does it stand for?
Precision fine grain.
Precision fine grain.
I didn't have to even look at my notes for that.
Originally, now this is my ego getting inflated. PFG are my initials.
Oh.
I thought, oh, thank you, Michter. There's a special bottle for your boy Bologna here. Not so much.
Not so much. So, yeah, we want to thank our friends at Michters for sending us the early sample for this. But we were very excited when they announced this a week ago because it's Michter's like true first like double oak. I mean, yes, you can consider the toasted.
Double barrel. Yeah.
But this is a true like double oak for them because there's a lot of notes here, and we're gonna try to go through this extensively here. But this is a pretty complex bourbon.
There's a lot of science to this, and speaking candidly, my favorite subjects were gym and lunch. So there's going to be a lot of science. I'm going to let you lead on that.
And I'm gonna say some of these names. I'm gonna butcher some of these.
There's a lot of French words.
There's a lot of French here.
We're going to give them a shot.
So yeah, we got a couple samples here, and we already went through one of them because we wanted to get some notes, and because there's a lot going on here, so we wanted to get.
This is a special bottle. We wanted to come correct. A lot of our reviews, we do them off the rip. Yep. No tasting notes. We just do them, as we record. This one, we wanted to sit down, have a little bit of time with it, let it open up a little bit, and get some notes ready for you. So yeah, this is a special bottle. It deserves a little bit more attention.
Yeah. All right. So a couple things. One, MSRP is $149.99 for this cup. So this should be hitting the store shelves in a couple weeks.
In the Chicagoland.
Yeah. So
everywhere, right?
Yeah. It is. We're recording this beginning of February 5th. So it should be coming within the month. You should see it on most shelves. All right. Proof on this is 100.2.
I like that.
Yeah. So a little up from the regular Bombergers. I think. What are those about?
No, they. Oh
yeah, 100. Those are all 108.
108.
Proof. Yeah, those are 108 proof. So a little lower than the normal Bombergers, but that's okay. I don't mind 100 proof.
100 proof. There's a reason why a lot of whiskeys are 100 proof. That's a good proof point.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna read you guys some notes here because again, this is a lot of complex. So how do they do this? This PFG. It starts with their bourbon aged 5 to 7 years in virgin American white oak, toasted and charred barrels.
Standard so far.
Yep, standard so far. Then they place them into their small batch, which is equivalent of 20 barrels.
Okay.
And then they place these into secondary French oak barrels from, and here's the names I'm going to mess up.
Hit me with them.
All right, we got Tronkai. Allier, okay. Navier.
Spelled never.
But
possibly Navier.
And Voges. There you go. So what I was told too is also that this forest where all these trees and these barrels come from is proprietary to like one guy, and they have exclusive like partnership with Michters. So like no other like bourbon company can like get these trees, get these barrels.
That's a flex.
Yeah,
that's a flex.
Yeah.
Proprietary to Michters or proprietary to that guy who then, sells them to Michters.
Correct.
Awesome.
So these French barrels, they're constructed fine grain oak grown in slow growth forest. Then the second barrel, so these French tree barrels, has been seasoned outdoors for a minimum of 40 months. So that's before they get the Michters product in there. So they're seasoned outdoors for, like over 3 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. They don't say how long the second finishing is in it. So there's no notes on that part. It just says for a period of time before they're dumped and filtered. But each of these trees, these barrel types have a different flavor profile.
Okay.
So the Tronkai gets elegant fine aromas. It's oily, complex, and fatty.
Okay.
The Allier gives you brioche, spice, and red fruit. The Navier, freshness, citrus, jasmine, acai, what was it? Acai, thank you, and brioche. And then the Vosges, thank you. Honey, almonds, butter, chocolate, and confectionery.
That all sounds great. So far, we're betting 1,000 here.
Yeah. So, okay, that's one page of notes. So, and then they have, once it all comes together, they have nose, burnt sugar, spice, chocolate, palate, exquisite fruit and spice surrounded by toasty sweet notes. And the finish is full-bodied, complex, creamy mouthfeel, lingering soft spice and chocolate. And the color they have listed on this is mahogany red. And you can just see on the camera here, this is a deep, deep color. This color is sexy, man.
It really is. It's the first thing I noticed when I came down to the BBC, the Bourbon Bums Cantina, and you had these out already. And I said, holy cow, look at that color. That's literally the first thing I said to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I joke with, like, our friends at Michters that, like, if this got any darker, it would have been a stout.
Yeah,
Because this is pretty deep in a red mahogany.
But it's like a mahogany red color that you typically don't see in most whiskeys. A lot of the times, obviously, the more something's aged, the more barrel influence it gets. But a lot of times it turns dark brown. Mm-hmm. This red color is beautiful.
Yeah. That's a very nice, beautiful red color on that. So the first thing I told you when we did our behind the scenes tasting, right off the nose, I did get some ethanol on this.
I did not.
But I am getting now a lot of the sweet fruit notes on here.
The first thing that stands out right away, it's oaky. There's a little bit of chocolate to it, but I said the floral notes stand out big time. It's almost like a potpourri, if you will.
Yeah, a lot of oak on this. I don't mind the oak on there, but so on this one I do not get as much ethanol. I get a hint of it, but that first one, I got a lot of it on it, but could have been just opening it out of the sample jar.
There is a little bit now, I don't get a lot of burnt sugar, but it's just like a regular confectionery sugar or almost like a pixie stick kind of note to it. But the floral notes stand out big time. The oak, the wood aspect to it, obviously, and then just the floral notes.
Yeah, some definitely some sweetness on this as well.
It's you go Mother's Day shopping, you go to a floral shop or like your standard jewel, but you're in the floral section. It's just flowers and plants and
yeah.
Smells great.
All right, let's get into our tasting. Before, got to pay a quick ad from our sponsor. Greene Valley Wine and Spirits in Bolingbrook is the best liquor store in the southwest suburbs. Come see their newly expanded and remodeled location for all your liquor needs. They have a great craft beer selection, an ever-expanding portfolio of tequilas and bourbon, and a new wine rack showcasing the best wines around. And while you're there, stop by their newly added tasting bar to try all the Bourbon Bums store picks before you buy. That's Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Commons Drive at the corner of Route 53 and I-55 in Bolingbrook. And tell them the bump sent you. All right. Thank you, Greene Valley. All right. Cheers. Let's get into this taste on this.
Man. So we sat here and we did this, And our first taste, I said, holy cow, there's a lot going on. And I said, we're going to have to take our time with this. And now this is our, second go round. I'm getting completely different notes. So all of our notes from the beginning, maybe throw them out. The initial is the French oak. The French oak finished, that's immediate.
It's sweet. It's sweet oak.
It's sweet oak. There's really good sweet wood tannins to it. The floral is there.
Chocolate.
And then just a bunch of baking spice. The finish is I talk about all the time with the little
the ping.
I'm getting that. There is a substantial dark chocolate to it, like a Godiva dark chocolate.
That's a good call. Yeah. Yeah. Even in, as soon as I touched the palate, a lot of oak. chocolate on the finish. This is super complex. Like,
and the mouthfeel. It's not like super viscous, but it's buttery.
It coats it.
Yeah.
It coats your mouth, but it's
not like thick with three
No.
C's like we say sometimes, but it is like all encompassing and coating.
yeah. No, this is very, very good. It's definitely different from a traditional Bombergers that
Different than a traditional Bombergers. Completely different than anything I've had from Michters.
Correct.
Like there's a standard when you have a Michters rye or Michters bourbon or even like some other special edition stuff. There's like you go in there with like a certain flavor profile and like you know what you're getting yourself into. This is completely different from that.
Yeah. I think, like it was, Michters put a lot of time and effort to this. Apparently it was like years in the making for them doing this. And credit to them, like because it's unique to all their other offerings, they took a big chance with this. And I think it's going to really play well for a lot of like whiskey nerds, bourbon drinkers. I think this is not a gimmick bottle.
So that's initially when I saw the release, and we're the Chicago sports bums, but like we're cynical to a point with Chicago sports. If you're on the whiskey Reddits and the whiskey, the like all the message boards and stuff like that, there is a lot of cynical people out there nowadays. And immediately people go to, oh, this is another cash grab, or this is another, them trying to a gimmick, if you will.
Yeah.
While on paper it might seem a little gimmicky, they're going out of their comfort zone, and I could applaud them for that because it's different than anything they have, and it's really good. That's the thing. If you're gonna do something outside of the box, you better come correct. And this thing is good.
Yeah, they didn't. You can tell they didn't rush this to get something out on the market. That they researched this. They put time. It was probably a lot of trial and error from, with this. And the fact that these barrels, sit for over 3 years outside, you can tell how you wonder how far back they actually started this process.
Yeah, when they started planning on this.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, I am a big fan of French oak. I like a lot of the makers. Makers 46 is one of my favorite standard shelfers. If you're not a fan of French oak or a double barreled product, you're not going to like this because it is a lot of the tanniny. You do that's the one. You get a lot of that, the little chewy mouthfeel to it. If you're not a fan of French oak, you're probably not going to like that. But I am, and I really like
too.
This.
And yeah, I 100% you nailed it with that comparison because, and I would even if you're not a fan of it, I would still encourage you to try it because it is a unique. If you do like the regular Michters products, I think you might be able to convert to this. So
yeah, kudos to Michters.
All right, time to give it our grades here on the pizza scale. What do we got? Like, I think honestly, I'm going to put it out there. I think we got our first true heavyweight for Whiskey of the Year 2025.
I know we're in the beginning of February. Now we're looking ahead, 10 months down the line. I really do think this is going to hold up to all of the, new releases of this year.
Yeah.
I really like it. I do, if I am going to nitpick, and it's something I nitpick all the time, if you guys know me, while I do get a lot of the black pepper and the clove and like the wood and the tannins, the mouth that you just did, I do wish it was just maybe like 5 proof points higher.
Like even if
it was a 108,
like regular Bomberger.
That's the one thing I will nitpick on it because everything else is there. I just need a little bit more punch to it.
Okay.
That being said, it probably drinks higher than if you were to give this blind, it feels hotter than 100 proof.
And that's like I told you, like I got a lot of ethanol on the first sample there. Did not get it on the second one, but I thought I didn't even. If you would have told me that was that wasn't 100 proof, I would have been like, oh no, that's hotter than 100. But
I do wish it was like a couple more proof points higher, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
the regular Bombergers 108. If that was sitting right there, it'd be lights out.
Okay, so what's your score then?
8.7.
8.7. Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going a little higher. I'm going 9.3.
That is higher. I mean, I could see we're the right score is probably somewhere in between you and me.
Yeah.
But I do think it's going to be there at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be one of the top whiskey of the years.
That, and I would be very interested. Hopefully, you know, cross your fingers, cross your toes. We get a regular bottle of this. We're able to find it. I would be interested to see once it opens up a little bit.
Yep.
We revisit it in like, 4 or 5 months, because a lot of the times, like we did with Whiskey of the Year, that changes things. Some bottles become lights out bottles. Other bottles, kind of fall back down to earth. But with time, this could be something special. So I would like to revisit it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hopefully, we will get a bottle of this, a full-size bottle instead of, because we got this left, and
we're going to have to fight for this.
yeah, we're going to have to,
Arm wrestle?
think I'm beat on that one.
I tried.
All right, so that is our early review of the Bombergers PFG. I want to thank our friends at Michters for providing us the early sample of that. And, we had to, because we love Michters so much.
This is before we had friends at Michters. When we originally started the Bourbon Bums, we sat down with the rest of the bums and we said, what do we want to do for our logo for the whiskey reviews? And we settled on the Michters logo, 1, because we're huge Michters fans, but 2, that's a good looking logo. So thank you to Michters, 1, for the samples, 2, for not suing us. At least not yet.
Yeah,
let's keep it friendly.
We haven't got cease and desist
Yeah,
yet.
well, let's keep it friendly for now.
Yeah. So thank you to that. And then thank you to Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive, Bolingbrook, Illinois. Stop in, tell them the Bum sent you, grab a Bourbon Bum store pick. And we'll be back very soon. And also check us out on Tequila Bums. Cheers.
Salute.